Check, 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 check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Camera 1 on, camera 2 on. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. And so now you're suggesting that I turn off my mic? Is there anyone home? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Ah, so that was the key. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, September 17th, and it's another opportunity to check out the Sonic Promos webinar. You are here, then you're in the right place, just a couple of minutes early, and we will get started in just a few. We're looking forward to talking today. Welcome to the Sonic Promos webinar. You are in the right place. We're just a couple of minutes from the official start of this month's series, and we're excited to have you. So stand by, grab a drink, and we'll get started in a couple. Once again, if you are here, you are in the right place. This is the Sonic Promos webinar. We will be starting in just a couple of minutes. We're waiting for everybody else to filter in. Please sit down or stand up, whichever you're most comfortable with, and we'll get started momentarily. All right, we are just about ready to get started. This is the Sonic Promos webinar. We'll be talking today about experiences and activations. We've got a couple more people that are coming in, and we will get started within the next minute or so. All right, it is just a shade past 2 o'clock. I want to welcome you to the Sonic Promos webinar. Today we're going to be talking about experiences and activations. I'd like to introduce you to your moderator, your speaker today, and that would be me. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you once again. Today I've got my gardening hat on. I'm hoping that we can harvest some great ideas for you to think about for the end of the year and then going into the start of next year. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat or send them along and we'll do our best to answer them. So let's get started. All right, so once again, the Sonic Promos hat trick is divided up into 3 parts. Talk about what's trending. We give you some ideas about how to put it into practice, and then we share some tips and tricks. And today we're going to be talking about activations. So what are activations? They are opportunities to create memorable, interactive branding moments. And we've added something special to our webinar this month. We've actually got a little video, so I'm going to play that right now for you, just about a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, pretty cool stuff. Hopefully you all got some ideas about the types of programs and activations that we might be able to do. These are some examples of several activations that we've done for clients over the years. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what are activations and how you can implement them into your programs. So what are activations? So activations are opportunities to engage with your audience. They're usually set up at a special event like conferences or sales meetings. They're often done with new branding opportunities. They can often be done for new program rollouts. They're interactive experience that will work to engage your attendees. It's an opportunity to move beyond passive visits and into more of an active participation. It's an opportunity to create memorable brand moments through hands-on engagement. So why activations? Well, activations are interactive. They provide a memorable experience. People remember what they do, not just what they see. When you're working and doing these types of engagements, they often generate a really crowded booth. So a crowded booth helps to create interest. It helps to draw more attendees. You're generating curiosity and foot traffic. You're increasing FOMO, that effect, which actually brings people over to want to find out more about what it is that you're doing. And it also is an opportunity to generate more time spent with the people who are visiting your table. It gives you the opportunity to tell your story. Longer engagement gives you an opportunity to provide deeper brand messaging, and you can get real quality interactions as opposed to just people coming by and grabbing something. So when you're working on an activation, again, the idea is to is to generate some sort of real experience that people can not only share the items but also talk about the experience. So we're already into our intermission. Those are, just some examples. We're going to jump into a little bit more about the types of activations that you could be working on. But again, if you've got questions, please feel free to ask us along the way. All right, so what are some examples of activations? Well, you saw a couple of them. One of the first few that we used to do early on, probably about 10 years ago, was laser engraving. This is quick, it's precise, it works on lots of materials. And the way that all of these types of events usually work is that there's a tablet or some sort of technology item that is being used by the person who's participating. They usually fill in their information and then they're asked what it is that they want to decorate. So if it's laser engraving or if it's embroidery, those are often personalized items. So we'll capture that information, we'll set it up, and then we're able to actually decorate on site. So laser engraving can be done on metal. It can also be done on glass. So it's got a nice high perceived value. We've done experiences with beer tasting. We've done experiences with business card cases before. So laser engraving, it's nice high perceived value. Another option is something similar to what you saw in the video, which is utilizing heat transfer or using patches. We showcased here heat transfer and patch press. In those scenarios, you've actually got materials ready for people to choose from, and then we apply the items on site. So like you saw the shoe bar, for example, we've got a whole bunch of patches that we are then heating onto those shoes and people are walking away with custom branded shoes. You can do the same thing on hats. Where we can set up a hat bar, and depending on what your theme is, we can bring a variety of different patch options that correspond to the theme, and allow people to pick and choose what they want and really personalize an item. And when they do that, you have a lot more of a chance that they're going to hold on to it if it's got their name on it, if it's got, that if it says, I remember somebody did something that said, number one fantasy football player, and they walked around with that. So more than likely people are going to hold on to those items because they're actually decorating them. I mentioned embroidery, same thing like what we do with laser engraving. We can embroider on all sorts of flat items, soft goods. We've done everything from portfolio bags to embroidering beanies at a corporate event. So really, really popular, again, high perceived value, and you have the opportunity for people to actually watch their items being made. So you're giving them that engagement, you're giving that the experience. A lot of times with these programs, we will capture somebody's cell phone number so that if they don't want to stick around, they want to come back later, we can text them that their garment is ready. So if you're setting this up at like a large conference and you are doing some sort of embroidered hat experience, you can say to people, hey, you can keep walking the show, and when your hat is ready, we'll text you. And the great thing about that is it's providing you with repeat traffic. People are coming to your booth multiple times, and if you're lucky, they might bring somebody with them. So there's an ongoing sort of snowball effect to these types of programs. We mentioned candy making here. And yeah, we do a lot of stuff with food gifts and food items. We can do tastings, we can do makings. If you've got some sort of theme that you want to do, that you want to, have a candy bar with your corporate logo on it and give everybody the opportunity to decorate it with, different types of icings. Those are all things that we've been able to do for clients. And then I mentioned the shoe decorating. The shoes are probably one of the most popular engagements that we do. Everything from providing some samples of shoes where people can order custom, which is more of a fitting, to actually pre-ordering the branded shoes, having them available at the event, and then giving people the opportunity to further decorate them with patches and other decoration options. So, for any of these events, they take planning. You need to know how many people you're going to have. So you need to know how much materials you're going to need. But these are some examples of the types of on-site decoration that we do for clients across the board. So, another thing about these activations is that they give you the ability to set the mood. These are some examples of other types of activations you've probably seen, things like the photo wall or the Instagram frames. Those are always popular. We do lots of photo backdrop opportunities for people. Maybe you're doing some sort of photo booth or a photo cloud and you want people to take photos. How many times can you say photos? I think that was 5. But ultimately that can be, shared, it can be saved. You can collect all of them, put together a photo book for people post event. In the middle is an example of an event that we set up for a client where we actually did like a beach store at their conference. People came in, they were given the opportunity to select a few different items from the beach store, including the opportunity to order a decorated item. So they grabbed their bag, they walked through the event, they picked some of the items that they wanted, and then they were able to get their bag decorated. And same idea here. We capture their information, we send them a text. Maybe they went to their room to check in, and we can say, hey, your bag is ready at booth 123 or whatever. So, these all give you the opportunity to start with your audience and give them, an amped up experience and really set, like I said, set the mood for whatever the type of event is that you're going to be working on or going to be showcasing. We talked a little bit about the shoe fittings. We do lots of product fittings. One of the product fittings that you're probably most familiar with are Maui Jim sunglasses. We get requests for them all the time. And Maui Jim is a great program. There's several different options that are available depending on what your budget is. There's everything from like 3 different levels of 18 sets of sunglasses, depending on what your budget is. There's like the 150, the 250, and the 350. You decide what you want, and we come to your event with, a ton of styles of the 18 styles that fit within there. If you want to go for the full amped up Maui Jim experience, we can bring all of the options. We bring an abundance of them. People come in, they try them on, and then they walk out of there with the pair of sunglasses that they want, usually with some sort of branded cloth or some sort of custom box. But this is a really great program for anybody who's looking to do something for, certainly it's a little bit higher end. So, these are going to be your high performers. Perhaps you're doing a sales incentive and you want to give everybody an opportunity like this. Another place where these types of events come into play, consistently is in golf tournaments. Same idea with, we do sunglasses, but very popular are FootJoy shoe experiences where people are fitted for custom golf shoes. And then they're usually sent to them post event. So that's another type of popular event that we can work with you and your organization on. So if you're looking to do this, you can do the same thing with apparel. You can also do the same thing with technology, where you can offer a selection of options and we can have them available and people can walk out, with a JBL speaker or Bluetooth earbuds. So whatever type of experience you're looking to, create, that's something that we can help you with. All right, we are at our intermission. Here I am. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you're getting some ideas of ways that you might be able to amp up your upcoming programs. Maybe you've got some sort of anniversary program and you want to recognize everybody. There's a lot of different ways to do that. If you have any questions, please, again, make sure you put them in the chat. But we'll keep going here. All right, so why activations? Well, because activations provide an opportunity for you to actually be on brand, to set up something that is not just the norm. How much more inclined are you to sit down in some chairs in a little staging area versus just kind of walking by the booth? You're not going to spend a lot of time where you're not really provided with an engaging and inviting setting. And that's where activations can help to add that dimension and help to associate positive emotions with your brand. So in addition to on-site engagements, we've actually started to do small scale activations where we can actually send you and your team kits to do an activation in your offices. This right here is a brand new activation that just came out not that long ago. We're really excited about it. And it's just a pen bar, not just, it is a pen bar. And what we do is we send you a box filled with all different color components and ink cartridges in your core brand and send it off to you for you to engage with your team in your offices to, maybe you do some sort of food event and you give everybody the opportunity to create their own personalized pen. And so these are something that they're not expensive. You're talking about less than $500 for an experience like that. I think it has up to 250 pens, maybe, is what the number is. And so this is a great way for you to, roll out. Maybe you've got a new color scheme for your company that you want to roll out. Here's a way for you to do that. And this type of small engagement branding in a box is available in a variety of different types of items. So if you're looking to do something at your offices and you're tired of doing a s'mores bar, here's another opportunity for you to come up with do something where you can engage with people, you can talk, you can sit around and do something fun at the same time. So planning your activation. So whenever you are planning your activation, you have to determine, what's your budget. If you're going to be doing some sort of decoration, we got to factor in machines and transportation, space rental, tables and chairs. For an event like that, if you've got about 100 people, 150 people, that's usually where the sweet spot is, where it doesn't become super, expensive because you're trying to spread out your cost amongst a smaller group of people. At the same time, if you have lots of people, you need to factor in how much time you're going to need because it still takes time to make all of those items. Even if you're able to, decorate, you know, 20 or 30 items in an hour, you need to factor in how many hours are you going to need. So if usually for these types of programs, you want to factor in about 4 hours, but we can pull something off in two. We've done it many times before. You just need to make sure that you set the expectation for people. Maybe it's first come, first serve. Maybe you're having another event in conjunction and they've won the opportunity to do a decoration. It really all depends on, your creativity and again, your budget and scope of program. So again, I mentioned not all products can be decorated on site. For example, I mentioned some of our custom shoe experiences where we'll might put out 3 or 5 designs. People can touch and feel them, but they're usually going to get fitted. They're going to order, and then those shoes are going to be delivered to them 3 or 4 weeks after the event. It gives you a great opportunity to do another touch with people as well. So, we want to take those things into consideration. You want to talk to your Sonic Promos brand expert, and they can help you to determine, what items are going to work. We want to sample them and test them and make sure that they, fit the need that you're going for. Uh, just a reminder about Sonic Promos. Again, you're think of us for brand marketing. We've been doing these types of experiences for probably about 10 years now. And we've done everything that you can think of. So talk to your dedicated manager. They can help you to figure out how it works. They can also determine, what some other options might be and opportunities for you. A reminder, we are real people. You have seen me. I am, I try to be not robotic whenever possible. We have a 3-person in-house graphic arts team. So if you're not able to provide the design and decoration that we need for whether it's an engagement, whether it's a trade show booth or, any of your brand marketing, we can assist with that. We provide 30 minutes of free art on every order. Every job we do with you has a digital mock-up that's provided, and we're always happy. In fact, we encourage you to order samples when possible. Nobody wants to spend a bunch of money thinking that something's going to be some way, only to find that it really wasn't what they were anticipating. We don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want to be disappointed with what you're giving out to your clients. So take advantage of the opportunity to order samples, especially if you've got enough time to do that. And then last but not least, there's a lot of companies out there that make promotional items. We work really hard to vet our manufacturers. We've got a core group of partners that manage the majority of the products and work that we do with you all. And we do that for good reason, to make sure that you're getting the best and always the best. So anything you need from us, please keep those things in mind. All right, so we are coming up to the end of our show here. Today, for our giveaway, we are giving away one of the pen sets that I showcased you. Hello. We're going to be sending you and your team a custom pen experience. So scan the QR code, enter your information. We'll draw one lucky winner. And once that happens, we'll connect with you. We'll confirm all your colors and we'll arrange to send you your pen box. We just ask that you take lots of photos and send them to us and tell us how awesome it was. So I'll leave this up for another second or two or 10, 9, 3, 1, 6. All right. Okay, we also want to remind you, if you have pets or know pets or have friends that have pets that know pets, please encourage them to submit their photos for our annual Sonic Promos Pet Calendar. We're now in our 8th year, the Ocho, and we are looking for your good boys and girls of any pet type, including horses, snakes, whatever it is. Scan the QR code, maybe take a picture of the QR code and send it to a friend who's got a pet that you want them to engage with. And we'll be sure to get you and them, we'll get them in the calendar and we'll make sure that we send it to you so that you can put it in front of them. Do we have any questions? We don't. All right. Well, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask them now or later. We also want to remind you to scan our QR code for an opportunity to follow us on social media. It's the best way to see all the things that we're doing, all the new items that we've got. Every week we put up our, things we're into. We're consistently sharing fresh ideas. And so we encourage you to check us out there. Oh, all right, great, Olivia. I'm glad you see your dog. We'd like to see your dog again as well. So with that, I want to thank you all again for joining us for our monthly Sonic Promos Hat Trick. We'll look forward to catching up with you again next month. Take care.